Before we dive into today's episode of the East Coast College Admissions Podcast, I want to take a moment to talk about something crucial for every student and family on the college search journey, East Coast admissions. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the college application process or unsure about how to make your application stand out, you are not alone. That's where we come in. At East Coast Admissions, we specialize in guiding students through the complexities of the East Coast College admissions, helping you every step of the way, from personalized coaching to strategic insights tailored to your goals. We are dedicated to helping you find the right fit for your future. Visit us today at www.eastcoastadmissions.com to discover our services and schedule a free consultation. You can also reach us at 888-996-7119 or email us at admissions@eastcoastadmissions.com. Don't navigate this journey alone. Let East Coast Admissions help you turn your college dreams into reality. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to the East Coast College Admissions Podcast, the show where we break down the college admissions process, share strategies for success, and help students and families approach this journey with confidence and clarity. I am your host, Cleopatra, and today we are tackling one of the biggest questions I've been getting from students and parents this season. Should I submit my test scores or apply test optional? Now, it's no secret that the admissions landscape has changed dramatically since 2020. Many East Coast colleges, including Ivies and top liberal arts colleges, went test optional during the pandemic. But as we enter another admission cycle, families are still unsure how much these tests really matter. So today, I'll break it all down. What test optional really means, when submitting scores can help or hurt you, how East Coast colleges view standardized testing now, and how to make the right choice for your unique situation. Let's start with a little context. Before 2020, most colleges, especially selected East Coast colleges, required SAT or ACT scores. Then came the pandemic. Test sites shut down. Access wasn't equal, and schools made the shift to test optional policies almost overnight. Fast forward to now, many colleges are still test optional. Some are test flexible, and a few are quietly bringing scores back into the conversation. For example, MIT and Georgetown have reinstated test requirements. Others like Harvard, Brown, and Columbia remain test optional, at least for right now. The point is, the landscape is constantly shifting. So understanding how colleges use these test scores, even in test optional world, is crucial. So what does test optional actually mean? Here is the biggest misunderstanding I see. Test optional doesn't mean test blind. Actually, test blind means a school literally doesn't consider scores at all, like the UC system in California. Test optional, on the other hand, means you can choose whether to submit your scores. If you submit them, they will be considered. If you don't, your application will still be reviewed without penalty. But here is the catch. Admissions officers are human. If they have two applicants with very similar profiles and one has a strong test score, that score can still add confidence to their decision. It's not required, but it's reassuring. So how do you decide? Here is the general rule of thumb. If your test score is at or above the school's middle 50% range, please go ahead and submit it. If it's below the 25th percentile, don't, unless there's strong contest or improvement. For example, if a college's SAT middle 50% is 1420 to 1540 and you have 1530, go ahead and submit it. It reinforces your academic readiness. But if you have a 1320 and the rest of your application is stellar, skip it. It won't add any value. This is where the strategy comes in. Let me paint a scenario of two students that I've worked with in the past, and both were very successful. Student A had a 1550 SAT and strong math and science coursework. He submitted his score to MIT and strengthened his already STEM-heavy profile. While student B had a 1360, but incredible essays, recommendations, and leadership. She applied test optional to Brown and was admitted. The key is knowing your strengths and using them wisely. Let's talk specifically about East Coast colleges because they each interpret test optional a little differently. Ivy League colleges mostly remain test optional, but internally, Some still weigh scores more heavily than others. Harvard, for instance, says scores are optional, but when submitted, they can highlight academic strength. Liberal arts colleges like Baldwin, Wesleyan, and Smith have been test optional for years, even before COVID. They genuinely emphasize holistic review. Public flagships like UVA are technically test optional, but test scores can affect merit scholarship eligibility. So here's my advice. If you're applying to East Coast colleges, look at their admitted student data, understand your percentile range, and make your decision from there. If you are going test optional, you need to make sure the rest of your application shines even brighter. Admissions officers will focus on your transcript, your essays, your recommendations, and extracurriculars. Think of it like this. Removing test scores shift the spotlight to everything else. So make sure that those other parts, your essays, your story, your growth, are exceptional. So, should you submit your test scores? Here's my answer. It depends on your numbers, your narrative, and your strategy. If your score reflects your academic strength, submit it proudly. If it doesn't, trust the other parts of your application to do the talking. Colleges aren't looking for perfect numbers. They are looking for authentic, consistent stories of growth and potential. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode of the East Coast College Admissions Podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with a friend, a family member, a student, or a friend who is weighing the same decision. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Until then, I'm Cleopatra, reminding you that numbers don't define you, but strategy absolutely can. Thanks for sticking around for another episode of the East Coast College Admissions Podcast. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you about East Coast College Admissions. If you are feeling the pressure of college admissions or want to ensure you are making the best choices for your future, we are here to help. At East Coast Admissions, our team offers personalized guidance tailored to your unique needs. From crafting standout essays to navigating financial aid, we've got you covered. Visit us at www.eastcoastadmissions.com to learn more about our services and to schedule your free consultation. Got questions? Feel free to call us at 888-996-7119 or email us at admissions@eastcoastadmissions.com. Don't leave your college future to chance. Let East Coast Admissions help you succeed. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.